So in this video, we will cover basically from scratch, familiarizing yourself with the destination, with the activity, just understanding the terrain, understanding what you will be dealing with. So I do want to have the opportunity to develop that route finding skill. And so before even looking at the old trail and what the route might look like, I really like to kind of see if I can come up with my own track, with my own route, and then compare to old trails and see how close I am to it being this was a good decision. The very first tool that I use, and this time that I will be using, is Google Earth Pro. Now I had some time to familiarize myself with it, explore some destinations, as you can see, both for climbing projects. The next challenge that I'm taking on is going to be Capitol Peak in Colorado. The Capitol Peak, and as you can see, Google Earth Pro, I mean, what a phenomenal tool. This is what we're looking at, and I did take a look around, and there is some ridges that definitely seem approachable. Like for example, this one stands out right here, this ridge right here, and the reason why it stands out to me is because there is this ridge right here, but you can see there is this really steep part, and it's it's in Google Earth. You're not gonna see the exact details. I'm sure there's a lot more going on there, but just by looking at this, there is some variation here, which might be very it looks like it is very exposed. But I think the part that I am not liking very much is this area right here. Just looks like a lot of loose rock, and you can see those slide marks going around, and again, it looks a little bit more friendly. So that's really it. So nothing crazy about it, just really by the looks. This looks like more straight, although the exposure looks, I don't know, maybe not. It's hard to tell because right here it shows like it's flat, but again, you got to keep in mind this is satellite, and it's not gonna be as precise as perfect. I think it is satellite. Maybe they use something else. I have no idea, honestly. But anyway, it's not as detailed, obviously, as the real deal. But another plus side, this ridge, of course, as you can see, it's more gradual. There is nothing steep. There is also a decent kind of, honestly, that almost looks like a trail already. That looks like somebody was walking this. Although this area, again, there is loose rock, some scrambling. I mean, here you'll be fine. It's not as steep here, so I think you will be fine from this side. But this side right here, this wall right here, especially if there's a party above you, they might send some loose rock. So this is north, so this is north right there. Okay, so now we're familiar more or less with the peak itself, with the mountain. The next thing is to figure out where the approach trail starts. And it looks like there are some roads here, but I don't use the Google Earth Pro for that, for the roads, although it does show them. As you can see, there's 82 on this side, 133 here, and I think this is Aspen right here. I'm pretty sure this is Aspen, Colorado. I think there is a way to, let's see, borders and labels. Yes, Aspen, here it is. So here's Aspen, and that's probably where I will come first, and possibly maybe spend like a day or two just going for a run, maybe doing some light trail, maybe even do one of these that are like right next to it, just kind of for acclimatization. All around here, coming through here, Capitol Peak Outfitters, that does sound good. And it stops somewhere right here, number 9, Capitol Creek Trailhead. That sounds about right. Capitol Creek going to Capitol Peak, I would think so, but I really like, if to figure out the roads, it's much easier to just go and use the Google Maps. Capitol Peak, good. Even with terrain, I think I have the layer enabled, but going all around, this is the road 11 and then 90, which GPS you can just put it in. I'm not worried about figuring out. I'm just looking for the starting location. That's what I'm trying to find, like how close I can get to the starting location, to the beginning of the approach trail, or using a car, really. Is there available parking? Do I need to, find a different run around with the whole permits and stuff? Because, Colorado, they're pretty crazy whenever it comes to permit. And looks like this 9 right here is a legit road, but here's a cool thing about Google Maps. Yeah, right away, right there. So you see you can actually view the street going all the way up to here, all the way to 9, which is the Capitol Creek Road, which is awesome. So I'm gonna drop this little guy here, and we will take a look and see. This is it. This is a nice paved road, so I'm not gonna have any problems so far accessing that far with my car. But as you can see from here, it goes on to the gravel road, which again looks really good. I don't know how long it's gonna last like this being good, but it's so far so good. Kind of the start of the trailhead does give away a little bit the idea behind the trail. It's called Capitol Creek. And honestly, that's what I would do, just hike along the Capitol Creek, because it seems like, it will lead you right there, really. Just hike along the Capitol Creek, you get to the Capitol Lake, and boom! You could either do this awesome climb, which I'll probably do later, because, this is already a big enough, I think, adventure. But you could cross it right here, and then I think this is the side that we were looking at with the longer ridge, and I think this was the trail. So I think that's what I would do. Just start from here, Capitol Creek, going down the Capitol Creek, because you cannot get lost even if you don't have GPS. You just follow the creek down, and once you hit the lake, look up, and the Capitol Peak is right there. So as you can see, total length from the start of the trailhead is 16 miles, almost 16 miles. Elevation gauge 5,000 feet. That's gonna be challenging. Wow. Okay, and we got the trail, we got some waypoints, access information, which is why we are on all trails. And as you can see, the start is right here, as you can see, on the Capitol Creek Road. And we'll have to check this location of the Capitol Creek Road if there's any designated parking or anything like this, but it's all can be found on Google Maps. But this is it. You follow the Capitol Ditch Trail. That sounds good. Capitol Ditch Trail to the Capitol Creek Trail right here, going down. Looks like that's there's water access. Campsite below Capitol Lake. Nice, awesome. So there's already a designated campsite. So in case if I do need to stay overnight, well, there is already a campsite right there at the lake, which sounds honestly fantastic. But here it is right here, the start of the lake, and then from here up to the top, to the Capitol Peak itself, is let's see. So if you drag through this bottom graph, it shows you where you're at. So here, from let's actually do it like right, because right here it gets steep over here, looks like. So I'll start it from here, and distance we are at 6 miles, and then going to the peak is 8 miles. So it looks like 2 miles, roughly 2 miles from the start of at the base camp, and then up to the summit, and then 2 miles back. And elevation wise, at 6 miles, so 11,600 to 14,100. 11,400 to 14, so like 2,500. My math is horrible. 2,500, I think, around elevation gain. 2 more with 3 dots, and then download route. I use the GPX track on my Garmin device, but there's also a route, which I do need to do a little bit more research and see what the difference is between the track and the route, but that's what I use. So I'll just download this for now. And the next tool that I use to just kind of verify the track to make sure it is loading up and it's a legit track is this gpx.studio online tool. There we go, the track itself, and here it is. comes up right away. That's really it for this kind of planning for routing. The next video I'll probably do will be on the gear packing, gear list. Again, you know, if it's helpful to someone, then absolutely it's a blessing to be able to help someone with this. But again, will be for my record, you know, just for the future, for my next expeditions, where I can come back and see, I did this and I need to improve this, I need to do this better, and so far so forth. So thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you in the next video.